Hello everyone and welcome to Odoo Experience 2020. My name is Stefano Rigano and I'm a user experience and user interface designer in Odoo. Today we will have a workshop about how to create a fantastic web page in 20 minutes. There it will be a question and answer afterwards, so don't forget to write your questions in the chat and I will reply later. So let's assume that a client asked us to create a website. He already provided us a logo and some picture of the restaurant. What we will have to do is to choose the right colors, choose the right fonts, and style the buttons and all the little components that will define our web page design. Let's dive in. Here there is Odoo version 14, website installed, of course. And I already created a page called test. It's a brainstorming page where we will just throw out randomly all the feedbacks that we have about this project. To do so, I will use the image wall, snippet, and I will add some images. Here we have pictures of inspirational website that we like. We have some fonts, we have some color palettes, we have the logos, of course, that the clients provide us, and some images. Of course, this is not a mandatory step, but it's something that I suggest just to start visualizing the project in your mind. You have some colors, you have the logo, you can start checking out and see what works and what not. So let's start by the colors. I will first use the logo. I will apply the logo on the top banner, and then I will go to the option tab, where I can customize the color. I could define each color independently, but I will go first to the inspirational button, the little bulb, where Odoo provides me already some colors that I may use for the website. I think that this color combination is interesting and it kinds of reminds us what we want to do. I will probably customize a little bit the primary color because it's not exactly the orange that we are looking for. So I copy pasted the right color value of the yellow. Okay. Then as a secondary color, I will probably choose a color that is very similar to the same yellow, but again, I will desaturate it, make it less saturated and more goldy, let's say. Then we have a very light gray. I'm okay with that. White and a bluish black. For me, it's fine. We can go further. So let's go to the home page. Yes, go to this link and let's start creating our web page. Here I already drag and drop a snippet just to make a test before, and let's customize it. For this test, the snippet height is 100% and is perfect, but what is not good is that people will have to scroll down to see the other section. So I think that it's useful to add a button to let people scroll down. I'm not happy with the design of the header, mostly because the restaurant word is not readable at all. So I will click there. And I will change the color of the header and I will set it to black, to the dark blue. And since this effect of the top banner image is very interesting, I want to make the background color of the header transparent in this page only. So I will click on page visibility and I will set it to transparent. Okay, this is the effect we are aiming to. It's just the color link that is not exactly what we want to have. Yep, so let's go for a very light black. And here we are. Good. The first section is there. I will just replace to well, you know what? Let's work on the fonts first. So let's go in the option tabs. We have the field to select the fonts, and will keep Roboto probably as a main font, but I will change the headings fonts. Rather than Source Sans Pro, I will add a Google font. I already chose that before, this dancing script. This is Google Fonts. You can use any fonts really, but I really like this one for this project. What we have to do is to copy the URL of this font and just add it in the field. Save and reload. Okay. Now, about this section, let's change the color of the headings here. Let's make it yellow. And let's change the title to Welcome. Sorry, I'm on a French keyboard today. And let's change the button size, because I really would like to make this call to action more visible. And rather than contact us, we could write just a generic discover. Okay, and then let's add more content. I will add 3 columns. I love this snippet. It's very simple, but it provides you a lot of possibilities when you have to arrange a different kind of content. And of course, if it's not enough, you can always add more columns here. But let's go with 3. That was good. And let's replace the picture. Yeah, I will use this one, and I will replace the title with our approach. And let's change this one too, and let's write down restaurant. Oops, typo. French keyboard again is haunting me today. And then the last picture. Did we already use this one? I don't remember. Let's see. Oh, okay, it's fine. This could be like our story. Why not? Okay, looks nice, but I'm still worried because I'm sure that not everyone will click on the button to go down. So let's add an effect here in order to visually separate the 2 elements, but explaining people that there is something else that they can discover down. So let's add a background shape, and let's change the background color to our primary color. Okay, now I can easily understand that there is something else down, and I can scroll down to see that. And let's change the background color of this section. Let's go for the black. And you know what? I'm not a big fan of having this big picture on top of the card, so let's try something different. I will click on each title and I will add the picture just after the title, like that, and I will remove the picture on top. Okay, looks nicer to me. Okay, let's add the restaurant picture after the title again and remove the previous picture. And the same for our story. And here it is. Okay, looks much better now. Okay, now let's add another section, and we may add a reference snippet for, in this snippet we will add our reference, like all the magazine and newspaper that wrote good stuff about our restaurant. As suggested? No. suggested by, what I'm writing on. By, okay. And let's add another section too. Text image. This is interesting because I saw a very nice photo that I would like to use. Yeah, this one, this photo of the restaurant. I would like to reduce its size though. Yeah, and also the text. Make it more balanced. We have a nice picture of the signature of the owner of the restaurant. I think that we can add some quote from this guy here. You know, the client will provide us the final copy at the end. Here we are just prototyping and making a draft for him to evaluate. So let's add the picture, and let's add the picture of the owner of the restaurant. That by coincidence is the same signature as Benjamin Franklin, but it's just a coincidence. Okay, this section is a bit off. Not a big fan of this section. Let's play a bit with the colors. Okay, this is interesting. It's an interesting effect, but it's not linked with the other one. So let's add another background shape here, and let's use this one. Okay. Now let's add more content here. Okay, came up with an idea. We can add a title and a paragraph, just text. Keep it simple. As you can see, there is no column here, so even if I want to resize the sides of this paragraph, I can't because there is no column, but I can always add the column there. Much better. So I will make it italic again, reduce a bit the margin, and why not, let's add again the signature of the business owner. Let's center the picture. Okay, what's missing? Maybe we can have a more prominent logo, so we can show it more in the top banner. This is very big, but we can reduce its size, of course, and its inner padding. Okay, now it's better. Of course, this is tricky because you don't want to make me go in the other side, so let's do like that. Okay, it's pretty done, I would say. I will probably just adjust the inner padding again, and it's fine. Okay, so something else that I would like to do is to change the design of this button, because I really don't like them. It's a big button, but it seems small, especially for this big call to action. So let's go to the option tab, and let's check the padding for the buttons. This is the general value for the padding of the buttons. I will click down and I will set a specific value for the large variation. So here we'll set 12 for the horizontal padding, and okay, and for the vertical padding, sorry, and 22 maybe. Let's see how it looks like. We can make it even stretched, in my opinion. 8 pixels for the 8 and probably 24. Yeah, seems much better. The font style too. I don't want to have this big font size for the button. I want to have something that is closer to the normal font size. Yeah. And maybe increase this horizontal padding even more. Okay, this is good. And let's make it bold, more visible. Okay. I don't know for you guys, but for me, doing this in 20 minutes and having something to propose to a client is amazing. So this is the end of this workshop. I will remind you that there is a question and answer just afterwards, so don't forget to write your question. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Hello, my name is Johannes. Thank you for joining our Q&A today with Stefano.
Hello.
Before we start, I would quickly like to apologize for the technical difficulties we had with the previous talk where he wanted to showcase the website. So if you were present, don't worry, we will post the video afterwards. And right now we will focus on this workshop video and Stefano will be answering the questions. We will be going through them one by one. Okay. So actually the first question was from Samuel exactly regarding this, if we're going to reschedule the talk or upload a separate video. I just answered the question, so we'll start with Peter. He has a question for you. Once you created your website templates, how do you export, save this template to reuse or apply in another website?
Yeah, basically when you drag and drop a snippet in the page and you start customizing it, you can already save that template to reuse it. So basically there are endless possibilities for modification of the templates and to save them and reuse them. About the use them in other instance, I'm not sure that we currently support that. I don't think so. It's not a very common user case, I would say. So it's not something that we are really tickling at the moment. But you can definitely do that in the same instance, and it's very useful because it happens a lot of time to reuse the same components across your website, like for example a banner, a testimonial or something, and copy pasting is boring. So this is why we created this functionality.
Perfect, thank you very much. The second demo, the second question regarding this is a technical demonstration template regarding this template creation. So sort of a bit more information regarding the export and import of those templates. So do you have something like that we can share, or for now it's not available?
I don't think that there is a specific workshop for that. I could show something on screen right now if we can. So I will just drag and drop a snippet and I will make some modification on screen. So let's assume that this is a template that we want to save. And what we have to do is just click there and add your custom name. So custom image title 2. And it's saved. So you can reuse this template whenever you want.
Okay, perfect, thank you. We actually also had a couple of questions regarding the recommended size or the resolution of the images. Could you elaborate a bit more on that instance?
Yeah, I think that Samuel already replied that in the chat. So I invite you to check the details. But basically you have to think about what the final view screen size will be of that specific image. So if the image is inside a column, just as a suggested size, you can refer to the size of the column. But take care about mobile, because sometimes a column is very small on large screen, maybe it's a column of size 2. And when you switch to mobile mode, the column size 2 will be columns 12. So don't use exactly the same size. You can go a little bit, you can increase the size.
Okay.
And something cool that we implemented with this new version is the possibility to dynamically change the quality of the images. And I think that it's very useful because it happens when you're in a rush creating a website that you don't have time to open Photoshop or any other software, you know, and reduce the quality size. And so we provide this tool in Odoo automatically. You have just to use the image in your web page, click on the click on the image itself, and in the sidebar, I can show you that right now, maybe.
Exactly. Could you quickly show how do you size an image and the resolution?
Yes.
Would be perfect.
Right there. So I click on the image, and here there is a quality. It's very simple. It's a slider. You can define the width, but you can also define the quality. That is what I was talking you before. And something to say about this user interface, actually. This is the proof of how much Odoo is fast. Because, I prepared my talk, the workshop yesterday evening. And as you can see now, the user interface is different. It's much more clear.
Different, indeed.
Yeah, indeed. Because I used the older build, let's say. And this is the new one. So, enjoy.
Perfect. There's another question coming in from Peter. From the selection of available widgets, is there a content slider that creates capsules with text and a button to slide from, say, left to right, or vice versa? He's not talking about the banner slider at that stage.
Not the banner slider, but we provide several sliders. I mean, the mechanic is there. So if you have specific needs, if you want your slider to have specific content, you can always customize and the snippet. And as we said before, you can save this template to reuse it later. So it should not be tricky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, talking about customization, there was another question about installing fonts that are not Google fonts. So custom fonts that you can purchase from other marketplaces, for example.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we provided support for Google Font because they are the most widely used, and is what usually our user asked for. But you can, using the HTML editor, for example, you can add any custom code, and you can link to any font that you like, really.
Any font?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Any font.
And while we're just talking about customization, Dennis had a question about integration between WordPress and Adobe Creative Cloud applications with our Odoo website.
We don't natively provide integration with WordPress, for example, because we're not interested in that, of course. I mean, we are creating an editor, and I think that our editor is very much more advanced than what WordPress proposes at the moment on the editor side. So it's not something we are looking to at the moment, at least as far as I know.
That's, I think, sufficient for the answer. Thank you. There was another question regarding the upgrade from version 13 to version 14. That was answered in the chat, but can you quickly elaborate on that and how we usually upgrade the websites?
The migration?
Yeah.
The migration part. Okay. I will say that Odoo, the version 14 on the website provide you new tools to better handle a lot of options site-wise, as I said during the presentation. So it will help a migration too. You will have to, of course, take care about all the little details, but since you can define your colors site-wise and you can define all the elements that define your website site-wise, once you're done, it's done. So, yeah.
Okay, perfect. There is a question from Juan. He's asking if there is a segmentation bar or column to refine a search into a group of data, like a search bar on the website.
If it's possible to use a search bar, sorry,
and to use a segmentation bar or a column to refine a search into a group of data that is displayed on the website, for example. I'm
not sure about the details. We have new templates, new header templates, for example, that you can use to have search bar where before it was not possible with Odoo, like in the header itself. So you can search for product, or you can search for other kind of component directly in other page that are not those ones. Yeah. So it's basically very different to 13, right? With the new website builder. Yeah. All right. And so there are a lot of questions about SEO improvements on the website builder 14. Do you
have any infos regarding that?
Yeah, I think that people that are used to Odoo and use the previous version, I think that, I mean, it's clear that we took really a step forward with this version, because there are a lot of improvements. Especially, I would like to point out again about the site-wide changes that you can apply. These are crucial by a design point of view and also by a maintenance point of view. You can just change a color in the settings and that color will be applied everywhere. So this is the thing that I really am most amazed of.
Okay. And I think we have one or two more questions coming up, but Capo asked in the questions if there's also a website builder for the mobile version and how different can we make it from the desktop version. So basically websites on the computer and websites on the phone.
There is no specific editor for the mobile. Of course, we support mobile. Everything you do in Odoo is mobile friendly on the website, and we worked a lot on improving the default snippets, so you can get a wonderful result by default on mobile too.
Perfect. I think that covers our time for the Q&A today. Thank you very much for joining our talk. Any questions you can post in the Q&A session right now again, but we won't answer them anymore. So thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.